crew we made. Ready now, turn the page. This is where we all engage. Engage. Let the journey begin.
Welcome to Engage with Trekkie and Trekker. We are boldly exploring the fans behind the fandom of Star Trek on this podcast, and today we have a very special guest with us, Lauryn. Welcome to the show, Lauryn.
Welcome, Lauryn.
Hi!
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Trekkie, would you like to tell our guests or our listeners where we met our guest this week from?
We actually met Lauryn. I know in past episodes we've discussed the Star Trek The Cruise. Lauryn, it was your first one though, right?
It was my first
one, so yeah.
solo voyage.
Awesome.
And I was definitely going to mention just how flipping proud I am of you, because it wasn't just your first Star Trek cruise. It wasn't even just your first cruise. It was also your first trip overseas, if I'm correct, right?
It was my first trip to the States. So I've been to Europe when I was a kid and stuff, but it was my first time out of the UK in like 10 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's amazing. And to do as a solo traveler, that takes a lot of just, I don't even have the right word for it. Just
A lot of planning and a lot of
gumption.
stress.
Yeah.
That. Yes, exactly.
A lot of
exactly.
anxiety nightmares about losing my luggage.
Yeah.
There is a lot. I have a lot of travel anxieties myself, so that is always like top of mind. But to do it overseas too, international, like that's just one extra like stressor there.
Yeah.
But I was so impressed when I heard that when I met you on the cruise, and I was just thinking, wow, to be able to cross the world and come join this cruise, you've got to be a fan.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fixation came on quite quickly. And then after that, I was just sold on it. I was like, I've got to go. I've got to go on this cruise.
And what was your impression of that cruise? That
Oh my God, it was...
specifically how it relates to the fandom.
Oh, amazing. Like, everyone keeps asking me since I've been back, like, what was the highlight of the trip? Was it, like, meeting the actors, or was it the places you went to? And I keep telling people, like, honestly, it was just the people that I met. Because, like, you hear about all this, like, you know, the amenities they have on the ship and, like, all the shows the actors do and everything, and you get to spend time with them. I think the longer I was there, the more I started to realize, like, all of that was just kind of a bonus to just the day-to-day conversations I was having with people around the ship. It's just like I was never really on my own in that sense. It's like I came on my own, but as soon as I was there, I was just surrounded by this like amazing community of people, always down for a conversation. Everyone was just so friendly. Yeah, no, it was an amazing experience, and I can't not go again.
Absolutely. We did. We formed like a crew, you know, and being able to
The
just,
deck force.
Our own little away team.
there's definitely a camaraderie that happens when people come together like that. And it's neat too, because we all had that shared passion of Star Trek, which makes it so much easier to meet people, because we have something where if you are just sitting around, you have this open, you know, you can
It's
always
so much
pull out your
easier
Star
to
Trek
make small
card.
talk when you know that everyone has a common interest.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, speaking of,
Mhm.
when it comes to your first contact with Star Trek,
Mhm.
how did that come about? How were you first introduced to Star Trek as a franchise?
So I only got into Star Trek like fairly recently, like within the past few years.
Amazing.
I first got into it in 2023, and it was my friend came around to visit me in a few days when I was due to graduate from university. And they turned around to me and they were like, "Oh, by the way, I've been watching Star Trek: The Next Generation on Netflix. Do you want to maybe watch the first few episodes with me?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's been on my to watch list for a while. Go on, I'll give it a go." Instantly hooked. Like it was like a mind meld with the screen. I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Even with TNG, like the older
Yeah.
seasons then.
I mean,
That's awesome.
We're hitting 40 years next year for the anniversary of it, and it's still hitting folks, so that's awesome.
Well, I love it, but I don't always think that other people that are new to the franchise would start off well early seasons
That's
of
the
TNG.
thing, because I got into it and like I live with my mom, so like I told her like, oh yeah, I'm like really into Star Trek. Like I've been getting really into it lately. And she was like, "Oh, which one? Like, which one is it?" And I was like, "The Next Generation." And she was thinking like it would have been like a newer series that would have come out because she watched like Discovery as it was airing and she quite enjoyed it, but like she wasn't like super hooked on it. She goes to look it up when she's like looking for like gift ideas for me for the upcoming Christmas, and like she was like, "Oh my god, this is ancient. Like, how did you even get into this?" And I'm just like, "Ancient? You were alive when this was airing."
You're right.
And yet it's ancient.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, for sure. So Star Trek so since TNG, did you just power watch through each of those before you went to other series, or
Yeah, pretty
okay?
much. Like I'm a very like stick to the series I'm on and then move on to something else person. So yeah, it's like everyone keeps talking about like Starfleet Academy, and I'm like, oh man, I need to get around to watching that at some point, but I cannot start it until I finish the current series that I'm on.
And so if you started with TNG, where are you at now watching through?
Admittedly still on TNG.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
I get
There's
very
so much
distracted. It's
there.
one of those I have to be like kind of in the mood to watch because I'm one of those people who also can't watch stuff when I'm going to sleep because if I fall asleep and then end up like 5 episodes onward, it's just such a
Oh, yeah.
nightmare going back to where I was that I just can't handle it.
Oh, I'll watch stuff going to sleep, but it's always things I've already watched so
Yep.
that I don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like something that
Unfortunately,
I'm
I
not
always
that
think my
invested
brain
in.
will be able to turn off. But even then, sometimes it's like a part of my ear catches onto a part of the show, and I'm like, uh-oh,
It's just
I'm
like I'm
waking
locked
back
in now.
up.
That's
Maybe
the thing.
saw
It's
it
like
500.
if I tried to watch it when I was falling asleep, it would either be that scenario that I just mentioned, or I just wouldn't sleep. I would just keep watching it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I've had
My
some great
go-to though
coffee
is the motion picture. That's my if I really need to go to bed,
That's
if
very
I
easy
turn
to
that
sleep
movie
to be
on,
fair.
because that whole like scene going around the Enterprise, it's perfect. It's my favorite
Well, that's like
song. It lets me
80%
just
of the movie.
Yeah.
There's only about 40 minutes of plot in the whole movie, and it's all at the end.
indeed.
That's
Yes.
hilarious. So, Lauren, may I ask, have you only watched TNG, Next Generation? Have you branched out to any other?
Series-wise, yes, I have watched some of the original series movies though. So I really enjoyed The Voyage Home and Wrath of Khan. As you can probably tell, though, I'm not very much a big fan of the motion picture.
No, you're all right. There's quite a few of us that we appreciate it for what it was. It was a swan song.
Don't get me wrong, it is an interesting plot when it kicks in, but it was definitely an episode plot extended to movie length.
Yeah.
It was a game that redefined Klingons for the next like 20 years.
Right.
Or so. Yeah.
Your command.
How old
crew.
is it again?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
True.
I think older than both of us. So all three of us.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that. Yeah. So, Lauren, your command crew, who would you have to say, from what you've observed, your favorite character?
Need the question even be asked.
I know, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely cute. I don't know what it is about him. He just kind of hooked me from episode 1. I think he just slayed it in the judge robes, to be honest. And I was like, okay, I didn't Star Trek: The Next Generation. I didn't know your game. Like, but yeah, no, you get some really good moments of character development throughout the series, I think, which sort of I kind of latched onto emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a very fun character. It's like for all few appearances he gets in the series, like he just brings this essence of like fun, and like he's kind of like Loki. He's like kind of like a trickster god, but he doesn't feel out of place in the series. He's just used very sparingly.
I agree.
He is. It's like on average, like once a season, basically.
Maybe
every now and
I
again.
think it's all later seasons.
Yeah.
And by the way, I want to throw out, Lauren had an amazing costume for costume contest with you. And if you happen to, again, we all met on Star Trek: The Cruise. If you happen to, I believe for this year, go on to their website. If I'm not mistaken, I think, Lauren, you are one of the photos that they are displaying.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The
I haven't
photos
even
out.
seen any photos updated.
They're
No,
right?
because
starting to work through some of it.
Oh, I was told we
Oh,
were all
you're a
going to
Star
get an
Trek
email
fan.
and they were just going to drop them all at the same time. So I'm going to have to look into that now after
Well, let
this.
me rephrase that. At least from what I've seen, like on Insta and where some other fans, your photo as Q pops up quite frequently. So I
I
don't know
didn't
if
expect it
it's
to be that
official.
good.
Yeah. So
If I'd known it was going to be so well received, I would have entered the contest.
yeah, right. It was amazing. So
I have found that sometimes entering contests robs you of the fun though, because then you're like waiting around and like
Yeah.
waiting in line instead of just mingling. Like I
Mm.
did it at the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas where we entered a contest and then we spent I don't know how long, it felt like half a day behind the scenes before it even happened. And then I kind of said afterwards, like, I kind of wish we were just running around enjoying our time rather than waiting, but
That was definitely part of the fun of it. I mean, like immediately after getting into costume and doing my makeup and everything, I went up to the pool deck and like I had to walk through the solarium because I was on the
yeah.
front, I think. So I walked through the solarium and some guy in the hot tub turns around and sees me and goes, "Awesome costume." And I was like, "Thanks. What's a god got to do to get a drink around here?"
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's the
And
thing.
did
It's
they
like
get
I'd
you one?
seen like costumes that people had done on previous years, and they were just so elaborate, and they looked like they'd taken literally all year to make. Whereas like the making of my costume was kind of very slapdash in the few weeks before, and I was like, I'm not going to embarrass myself by entering the contest. I kind of wish I had now because so many people told me it was awesome.
Absolutely. If nothing
The
else,
most
just for the
important thing
fun of it, and
Yes.
the specific, the official photos. But yeah, I
Mm.
look forward to what your future costumes, if you play those reindeer games, are going to be. So very creative.
And
Oh,
always the most important
definitely.
thing is that you had fun in it because
Yes,
that's
that's the
what
Oh,
number
really
one.
absolutely.
mattered.
Yes.
Felt very in my element. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be going a next step above for the next one.
Awesome.
Nice. Nice. All right. So let's hone in on your favorite episode or movie, whichever.
Mhm.
What would you say is the top choice right now out of
I
everything
would
you've seen?
say it is probably Deja Q. And it's not just because it's a Q episode, it's because, as I mentioned before, with the kind of character development that he gets, I feel like that is the best display of it in the series.
Hmm.
It very much highlights like his hidden vulnerabilities. I love the connection he has with Data throughout that episode. I love his whole
Mhm.
resolution at the end of the episode. It's very sort of it's heartbreaking to watch, kind of, but then at the end it's kind of like heartwarming. It's like, oh, you made friends with Data. I will also say though that Darmok is definitely up there just for comedic value.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
The comedic value of Darmok, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's a very funny episode.
Really?
It was like me and my friends have just started talking like that now.
Okay.
My goodness.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
sure. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
It's
It
just like
is
something
fun and
happens, we're like, oh, Shako, when the walls fell.
yeah, yeah. It is true. And it's one of those, yeah, I don't even have good words for it, but I love when we have community. When we have shared history, then we can have those moments too, where you can even have your own that mean nothing to anyone else
Yeah,
other
that's
than
the thing.
like,
We've started doing that. It's like, oh, Lex and Archie at Big Tesco.
yeah.
And
fun,
only we
fun.
know what that means.
Yes, I
That's
love it.
awesome.
I love it.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
that's fun. That's very fun. Okay, so Darmok, and then you said your first one though was Deja Q. So that's that one
Yes.
where Q turns human for the
Yeah, he gets
episode,
kicked
and
out of the
Data was the only one
continuum.
really befriending him. And okay, I always wondered at the end of that one, if Data laughs, does he get to remember what that emotion felt like afterwards, or was it
Yeah,
just in the moment? Like
that's an interesting question.
it,
Hmm.
just kind of
I think
went
he
through
kind of
my
files
head
it
as this.
away.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Until he puts at least the emotion chip back in, so then he can relate to it
Mm,
more. So
Yeah.
yeah.
that's awesome. I like that episode as well. I love Q also, so I
I
very
love
much
any
appreciate.
Q episodes, to be
Yes,
honest.
I could watch all of them over and over. I mean, and I
Because like
have
people
many
don't have
many
very
times.
nice things to say about Encounter at Farpoint, but I'm just like, what do you want? You've got like the fabulous Judge Robes, you've got the space jellyfish, you've got Groppler Zorn.
Right,
What more could you want for?
right. That's so funny.
What we're really missing is a follow-up on that, like, what happened to those giant creatures
Yeah, what
later?
happened to
Like,
the space jellyfish?
yeah, where'd they go? And if they're so powerful, how did they get trapped in the first place and then turned into this thing? Like,
We need
they
a
Right.
were
movie
just
about
making
them.
stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm,
That's funny.
mm.
Lauren, if you could have any invention or any Trek invention that that has not already been created, what would be your invention?
I think immediately my mind would go to the holodeck, but then I also know I wouldn't be able to trust myself with the
Yeah.
holodeck. It would very much be a Hollow Pursuits moment. It's like you'd never see me again.
Yeah, right.
I'd just be in there.
We'll just
I
call
think
you.
we're all a
call you
little
broccoli.
Lieutenant Barkley.
Yeah. And who are we to judge?
Yeah,
No
right.
judgment at
Nope.
all.
Nope.
I think
into my video
replicators as
games.
well would be a really big one, definitely.
Now, are you of the fan that you can eat in the holodeck or that you cannot eat in the holodeck?
As in, is it possible or is it allowed?
Sure.
Like no crumbs on the floor in the holodeck.
Yeah. Your holocrons are just gonna disappear at the end of it.
I don't know. Is it ever kind of specified that like the replicator is kind of built into the holodeck so that like anything edible that you produce in there is actually edible, or is it all just holographic?
That's a great question. I think people have wrestled with that because I think they've talked about how the transporter, basically early on, they described the holodeck as being like transporter technology and replicator. And then we have this. And so if it's creating matter from energy, in my
That's the
mind,
thing,
that
because
doesn't
it's
mean
not
it's
all
always empty.
it's not all just a hologram. It's like,
Right.
episode 1, it's like, Wesley falls in the water and he comes out dripping wet.
Exactly.
So it's not all just like,
yeah, the water didn't disappear when he walked out the doors.
yeah.
And he instantly became dry, and then that would have said it. So I'm of the camp that if you eat food in the holodeck, it counts.
Yeah,
agree.
definitely. I think it's definitely possible, but whether it's allowed or not depends on the kind of captain you have, I suppose.
There you go. Yeah. Well, if you're not allowed to eat
Who
in
left
there,
their coffee
there's a
cup
lot
in
of
the
other things you
holodeck?
shouldn't be doing there.
That's funny.
We operate a clean desk policy.
Exactly. So, out of all the moments in Star Trek that you've experienced thus far, what's one that comes to mind where it was like it just blew your mind, like the episode or the fact or storyline, whatever?
I think episode-wise, it would have to be the reveal of Locutus. And I'd seen like a lot of stuff about this because I'm like very in like internet fandom. It's like I'm on like Star Trek Tumblr and stuff like that. So it's like obviously a lot of like the big plot points are going to be spoiled. It's kind of hard not to get spoiled on a 40-year-old show, but nothing prepared me for the way in which he was revealed. To the point where it still felt like a shocking moment to me. Like I literally went, oh! It still very much felt like, and then my immediate thought was like, oh my God, imagine watching this when it aired.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Yeah,
and
right.
I did feel that.
Yes.
And I very much was
not Captain Picard.
It's over. Yeah, I was like, it's over. There's no way out of this. Oh my goodness, they killed him.
Yeah.
He's gone. How is he going to come back from this? And then he comes back from it the next episode.
Yeah, right.
Well, and I love that at least the background story that I had heard about that was that the writer was thinking they were going to leave the show. So they were trying to write this impossible episode to basically leave it to be somebody else's problem. Like, that'll be next year's writer. They can finish this story. So he was trying to write it in such a way that it would be difficult for the person that's taking over the role next. And then they got
so petty.
rehired for the next season and they themselves had to do it. And I was like, wow, well, it was a great episode.
That's like HR manager shredding everyone's files before leaving levels of petty.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah. Like, y'all have fun with this.
That's someone else's mess to clean up.
I wonder though, from like a writer's perspective, if that isn't a good way to do good storytelling because of how well that story was received. Like maybe
Mm.
writers should always put themselves into such a corner it's hard to get back out of. Like,
Yeah, it's like write yourself into a box, kind of,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
like try and figure out like a continuity compliant way to get yourself out of it.
I imagine that's difficult, but especially
Yeah.
if you're writing for a fandom, because
Mm.
you know how generous and forgiving a fandom is when you put something false in, or if you've changed up canon, or heaven forbid you change what Klingons look like.
Right. Right.
Oh God, sorry, this is off topic. I saw this.
Go for it. There's no
I saw this
topic.
interview with Marina Sirtis recently, when they were asking her about the accent. It's like, with the Trek writers, it's like they don't necessarily need to come up with an explanation for everything, but they do anyway. So it's like in the beginning, it was like, okay, where's my accent come from? Oh, it's your mum's accent. And then we meet Loxana, and she sounds American. So she
Right.
goes back to them, and it's like, okay, Mom's American. Where did the accent come from? And they're like, oh, it's your dad's accent. And then we see Dad eventually, and he doesn't talk like that. And
Nope.
then she went back to ask again, and eventually they were just like, oh, they sent you away for school.
That's funny.
That's
It's
I
like
never heard that
they
one.
definitely didn't
Neither,
expect
that's
her to
funny.
question like
Oh, that's
why
good
she was
stuff.
putting on this voice for 70s.
That's so funny. That's funny. Oh my goodness.
Funny.
That's funny. I just had a dream that I was somewhere in public and Marina Sirtis went by, and our friend Georgia, I was like, where is
Oh,
she?
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
in my dream? I was like, where is
Yeah, I know. They made it their like week-long mission to try and get Marina to hang out with them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad that didn't come to fruition, but then where the hell was she throughout the entire cruise? It's like the rest of them you see walking around, like she's
I saw her through the casino quite a bit from on deck 4.
And I didn't
Walking
go
that
through the
way.
casino, so that's the
So-
way to go. Okay.
Right.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
It's probably why I never saw her, because I didn't really do the casino.
Yeah.
That's because it costs an arm and a leg just to cross the Atlantic and then
Right.
book a cruise and like, yeah.
Right.
It's like I don't have money to gamble with.
Right? I've already gambled all my money just deciding this is going to be a fun vacation.
Right.
And it was.
And it was,
Jackpot.
yep,
Jackpot.
I'm
but
wincing looking at my onboard account.
Yeah.
true. Yes.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lauren, you're actually, I mean, as we've discovered, relatively new to the Star Trek fandom and fan base here. If it has, how has Star Trek and being a fan shaped you and your life?
I think like it's made me think a lot more mindfully about things, because like it's a very thoughtful show, and I feel like you don't really get a lot of that like with modern TV, where it's like it really makes you think about stuff. It's like each episode is centered on a certain topic. It's like I watched oh god, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one where they go to the eugenics planet, and the technology in Geordie's visor actually ends up being what saves their planet from destruction. They have that whole conversation about like, to think that the technology to save your planet lies, you know, in the visor of a blind man who wouldn't have even lived if he was here. It just gets you thinking a lot. Then also in my everyday life, like I feel like it kind of encourages me to kind of violate the Prime Directive in my own way. Because like in England, I feel like the bystander effect is kind of very woven into our culture, where it's like, you know, keep your head down, don't make a scene, don't draw attention to yourself. And I keep finding myself in these situations where if I don't do something, then I can't be certain that anyone else will. And I've kind of adopted the mindset that it's like, if my inaction will directly result in someone else's misfortune, then it's basically my imperative to stop and help. So that's kind of impacted me that way as well. And I feel like I've become more comfortable with doing that ever since I started watching Star Trek.
Nice.
That's very beautifully put.
Yeah,
I like the way you put
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
My goodness. And besides the Star Trek cruise itself, have there been other opportunities where you've met Star Trek fans all in person?
Not really. I have a few friends who were into it. But I've not really been to like any conventions since before the pandemic or anything like that. So maybe I'll have to start going to cons and just kind of microdose the cruise experience until I come back.
Nothing beats the cruise experience. It
Yeah,
really
right.
does. After doing the convention in Las Vegas and then the cruise, I was like, I
Mm.
think I'm just always going to do the cruise from now on.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
in
different
Vegas,
atmosphere.
well, and at any convention, the moment you step outside, you don't know if you're talking to Star Trek fans or somebody else is just staying at the hotel or like in
Yeah.
Vegas, random. I mean, there's a lot of people coming through Vegas and you don't know, but yeah, on that cruise, it's like, oh my goodness, everybody here is somebody, a friend we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
That's the
so
thing, and like you say, like about the hotels and stuff, it's like even on the first day that I got into Florida, it's like I so appreciate how everyone going on the cruise just went full hog with the t-shirts. Like it's like I'm sat in the hotel before like, you know, we're even boarding the cruise and I'm like, oh yeah, they're a Trekkie, they're a Trekkie, they're a Trekkie. It's like everyone's just t-shirted up and ready to go.
Yep, I love that too. It's fun because it looks like we've taken over the whole town, so to speak.
Yeah, right.
I know I heard stories like when people were like, they heard, like, overheard people saying, like, I keep seeing people in Star Trek t shirts. Just completely bewildered by all these Trekkies in the airport.
Right. Oh, that's so funny.
And for me, it started when I was leaving town at DFW airport. I could already see people in Star Trek gear and some that would have their, the different years of cruise shirts on.
Mhm.
And I would see like the maroon one from the year before and like
Right.
the yellow one from the year before that. And I was like, oh, there's more people. And I guess we're all going to be on the same plane. And sure enough, we were. But some of the people were on the same plane with me coming back to
Oh,
DFW,
nice.
even the
Oh,
ones
wow.
going there, which, it's just funny because it's like, oh, we start the best one for me was after the first year I went on the cruise. There's a gentleman named Matthew who's Dallas based, and as I was already seated on the airplane, and he goes walking by, and I kind of reckon he didn't have Star Trek clothes on, but I kind of recognized him from the cruise, and he kind of saw that I did have it and Jacob did. And he does like that. He had a beanie cap on. He lifted his beanie cap to show he had his Vulcan ears on. And I was like, "Hello!" And then at the end of the plane ride, he no longer had his beanie cap on when he was coming out to get his luggage. And he says, I decided to have some Vulcan pride. I loved it.
That's awesome.
And I
That's
think
so
he thought I was
real.
crazy because the next year I was like, hey, Matthew, I remember you from last year. And I think he looked at me like, I have no idea
Who you are, right?
But I
That's the
write
thing, it's
people's
like
names
everyone
down.
is so like willing to have a laugh and a joke about it. Like it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on the plane in my Klingon makeup. They're not gonna be able to recognize the photo on my passport, but never mind.
Right. That's
I can only
that's a heck
imagine.
of a thing. I would love to see that in an airport right now.
Yeah, like I can only imagine the TSA member that sees somebody with that much gear on their head going, you are
No.
not allowed on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, right.
Well, oh god, I didn't tell you guys. Like on the day that I was leaving Florida, I get to the airport and it was Florida Melbourne, so it was dead. Like there were literally 2 flights leaving from the airport at about like 6 and half 6. So I'm the only one going through security checks. I have like the cruise t-shirt, the hoodie I got from the merch store, the necklace, like everything was on. And the TSA agent waiting by the scanner just waves me over after I put my bags on the thing and he goes, right this way, Star Trekker. I was like, oh wow, this was a surprisingly pleasant experience with the TSA.
That's cool.
That's good. It's funny because my return flight home, the TSA agent at the other airport said something similar where he saw me in my Star Trek because I was in the whole TNG outfit in the airplane. I'm like,
uniform.
perfect. Yeah, the whole uniform. And he says, oh, wow, you've got Star Trek on. That's great. And then I said something about the Star Trek cruise, and he goes, there's a Star Trek cruise? And I was like, yeah. It's like, they should pay me for all this advertisement
Right.
I'm doing everywhere.
I know. That's the thing about the cruise as well. It feels like the fandom's best kept secret because like you talk to anyone about it and no one knows about it.
Right.
Well, now that we can order our spots before everybody else, I guess we can let the secret out. But
Or
if that wasn't the
There's no
case, I'd be
harm in
like,
it as long as
don't
we
tell
get a
anybody.
place.
Jason, for our first, which this last one was our third.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. For you guys, I think what was it? 2024 didn't sell out.
We didn't even buy tickets to 2024 until November,
I was about to say, yeah.
like
Wow.
just a couple months before. And it was my better half deciding to put something good on the calendar because I was having a real stressful year at a real bad situation. And it was just to give me something to look forward to or give us something to look forward to. And now it's like I'd love to look forward to it all year long.
Yep.
So yeah, like
Yeah.
and all year last year it was fun because it's not like every night we were like working on something for it. We were not, but
Right.
there was always that excitement. Oh, there's the countdown, or hey, what kind of stickers do you want to make, or what kind of
Yeah,
shirt?
and it's
Mhm.
like the clothing store is up now.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's fun to get ready in your mind. I don't think they do the theme nights early enough because like we should already know them now, so we could be like thinking about it. But
Mm.
you know, even there, I'm not really that well, next year I might be the type that brings a lot of costume because I can drive there
Driving.
instead of
Yep.
fly. So I might, but I'm not typically the type that wants to bring that much luggage because of my whole travel anxiety thing. Like I
Yeah.
want to get it into something very manageable. Yeah, it
Absolutely.
makes it challenging. Yeah, some people
Yeah,
come
no,
with
you've got to
all this
have like
luggage.
you've got to have a big thing to look forward to, and I'm definitely going to be prepared for the next one I come on because, as you mentioned, I'm skipping next year. I'm going in 28, and I'm basically just going to spend the next 2 years working on like stuff to give away. I'm going to be making my own stickers as well. You've inspired me.
Just I hope for you that you have a better method of distribution because for me, I kept forgetting them. They were in my room, and the last day I'm like,
Who's just throwing them at people?
Yeah.
like, I put so much like time making them all, and then it's like,
I know. I remember you dropping like a pile of about 5 T-shirts on the table next to me and went, "Pick your size."
yes, do this now. And that part, oh my goodness, yes. And because I make sure we end up packing at least one whole bag of stuff that we're not coming back with, you know, and
Yeah.
it's just, but some of
Well,
the
that's the thing
costumes
because
I
you can
have made,
use that space for the swag that you
I
get
was
in the
just-
week
I
as
was-
well.
Yep.
exactly, exactly.
That's awesome.
Very fun. Okay, so before we get to phaser quickfire, I'm
Okay.
curious, any other takes on Star Trek or something that you're looking forward to with Star Trek? Because I know you haven't seen all the new stuff yet.
Mm,
So this is going to be a totally made up question on the spot. If you
yeah.
had to make up your own Star Trek series following
Ooh.
your own made up ship, going to your own made up agenda or mission, what would you do?
Oh God, you put me on the spot here.
You can think of your answer too.
I think for me it would be very sort of Lower Decks esque, and
Okay.
obviously I haven't seen Lower Decks, so I'm just going what other people have told me about it. But it's
Lower
it-
Decks, even though I
it's a
haven't seen
very
it.
yeah. But from what I've heard, it's like a very kind of casual show, and it focuses in on sort of the people who don't get focused on in
Yep.
the main series.
Yeah.
It's like it's always about the the senior staff, always about the bridge crew, and never about like the person you see walking in the background in the scene, like in the engineering room or something.
Yes.
I feel like a show that I would make would be very much like that, but more, I want to say like central story focused, maybe a little bit more serialized, like pick one specific plot thread and run with it kind of thing.
Neat. I like that. I like that. Trekkie, how about you?
That is a hard one. I don't know. I have to fully admit that I'm a little distraught and sad that Starfleet Academy didn't, because I would have liked to have seen more of that. I understand that future Starfleet Academy may not. I'd actually like to see. I mean, again, I think Ray Watson is past for Boothby and stuff like that. But I'd like to actually see the Star Trek Academy that all of our favorites from, what is it,
Like watch the
2300s?
years when
Yeah,
Picard was going through or
yeah,
something?
that kind. Yeah,
Or like
kind of.
interesting. see that.
because we got to see it a little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, just a tad bit
Tapestry.
in the Voyager episode with
Or
species
that.
847. No, that's wrong. I'm gonna lose my card here in a minute.
It was them.
472. That's I know.
I
know.
always say 8432228. I'm
I-
not good with
My
numbers.
numbers, I'm drawing a blank. Don't.
I'm
you know,
not a numbers tism. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a
but
graphic
actually being
design.
able to see again, I like to read, and so there's Mosaic, which was about Janeway growing up and stuff like that. They kind of touched a little base on that. I believe that there's one about Picard. I mean, we got to see that
Mm-hmm.
where he gets to go back with Q and to see which way he it's a wonderful life type of moment, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to see kind of the start of it, so to speak.
Okay.
So, and you?
I think it would be interesting. Have y'all seen the show Suits?
Mm-hmm.
Lawyers and all that.
Yeah.
My nephew was introducing me to the show. I didn't finish it, but it was interesting. It has a lot of like lawyery drama. It would be very interesting for me to follow some lawyers on Ferenginar,
Oh yeah.
like a Ferengi lawyer show. I just
Okay.
think like that would be a really fun one. And even if they're always in one place, I think it would still be interesting. Like, just to see the world and develop that more from that. Because
Yeah,
I've always
definitely.
thought it'd be fun to have more sitcom-y type shows, or
Mhm.
I don't know if sitcom's the right word, but from different planets. So
Mm.
it's not always mostly human, with a few,
Yeah, we need more shows like focusing in on the like specific species perspectives.
Yeah.
and
I
the
like that a
Ferengi
lot.
we were talking about this on our last episode too, but the Ferengi were one that they came in with such a different look on TNG and then evolved so much over Deep Space Nine that it's like,
Mm.
I would love for them to keep exploring that culture more, and show that the culture itself is growing with time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
let's show that Ferengi women are no longer relegated to clothinglessness in the household only and things like that. Like, that's fun.
Yeah. And Lauren, I have to say, as Lower Decks, I'm a cartoon fan. They actually did hit on that a little bit for Ferenginar, I think in
Well, there we are.
season 4 and stuff like that. I mean, and it's little tidbits of it, but I absolutely love the idea of visiting other planets, other cultures for that. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Feed me the
Yeah,
species
yeah,
lore. I need it.
exactly. Yes. Yes.
Not to be
Also,
a spoiler.
I think a holodeck anthology would also be quite good.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Each episode, same characters in a different holodeck setting.
Well, we were
That
talking
could
about
be
that last.
brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were talking about to see what happened to Moriarty and his mate. So, kind of the continuation of some of the holodeck stuff. So I like that
Yeah.
a lot. So
That would be really interesting, actually.
yeah.
The holiday. Yeah, I can see that actually.
Star Trek showrunners, if you happen to be watching, this is what the fans want, please.
No, Star Trek Legacy all the
Oh,
way.
well, yeah, that would
All
be lovely.
the way. Yes, we need to see 7 be a captain or more, but yes. Okay, are we ready for Phaser Quickfire?
Whew. Gotta get myself up.
Yes. Okay, so the goal here is to not think about it for very long, just whatever comes first to mind, go with it. I'll
Okay.
give you a few, and if you take too long, what are we gonna do? We're gonna eject the warp core.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Just play like a really deafeningly loud buzzer sound.
Yeah, there are gonna be severe consequences if you take your time on these.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm ready.
are we ready for this?
Yes.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, and shuttle or transporter?
Transporter.
Voyager or Deep Space Nine?
Deep Space Nine.
Klingon or Romulan?
Romulan.
Kirk or Pike?
Kirk.
Dr. Crusher or Dr. Pulaski?
Dr. Crusher, all the way.
Betazoid or Bajoran?
Betazoid.
Discovery or Enterprise?
Discovery.
Federation or Terran Empire?
Federation.
Betazoid or Ferengi?
Betazoid.
Delta Quadrant or Gamma Quadrant?
Delta Quadrant.
Upper Decks or Lower Decks?
Lower decks, lower decks.
Phaser or disruptor?
Phaser.
And Trekkie or Trekker?
Don't make me choose. You can
No,
play
just
the buzzer
kidding.
sound for that one.
But do you have
Both
a
are
preferred for
equally
you?
valid.
They are.
They
I
are.
believe the same. We're neither Trekkie nor Trekker are hardcore. It has to be this way for fair. But we are curious amongst the fandom. Do you prefer Trekkie or Trekker?
I think Trekkie is the most common one that I've heard.
Okay. Boo.
Yeah, I know you're. I would get my whiteboard.
Yeah, Team
Click.
Trekkie gets one
Hmm.
notch. Boo. No, just kidding. No,
You asked me this on
I
the
feel like
cruise. You were
they're
just
all
like, so
valid.
what do they say in England when they talk about Trek fans? I'm like, Trekkie.
Yeah,
They do.
I've never
okay.
heard Trekker in my life.
Is that an American thing?
Must be.
I think it's a new thing where they were trying to reclaim, because like when we were talking last episode, you know, I can't speak for you, Lauren, but when I have heard Trekkies when I was growing up, you know, you think they're the basement
There's-
dwellers. You know,
yeah,
that
there's
kind of
definitely a stereotype.
stereotype, right? So I wonder if Trekker was trying, like the nerd and the geek. I think we had a conversation the other day
Yeah.
about that, Jason.
And I'm both.
Yeah, but I mean both. It's you know,
I'm
But
all of the above.
I do prefer geek first.
I mean, so, but yeah, we got to talking, and that's where it came. He refers to himself as a Trekker, and I'm a Trekkie. But again, you know, it's just. I have a question for you, Lauren. So my growing up, how I got into it was that, like Sky One, had like 6 hours of Star Trek. Do they still play Star Trek? Well, like not continuously, obviously, but. Is it
I don't
pretty
watch much
prominent?
TV anymore because I mostly just use my PC for like
Okay.
streaming services. However, I will say I was in a hotel in London before getting my flight from Heathrow, and I tuned into Sky Mix, and they were showing TNG back to back with Voyager. So I think they do.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I
because
like how
back.
she was like, hey, my younger generation, we don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Trekkie, we watch it on computers.
Right.
Mainly because I spend 90% of my time in my room where I have a PC.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I'm just teasing, but yeah.
Funny.
Not paying my TV license.
Yeah, it's all good. It is exciting though when you're flipping channels and you do find like a back-to-back type Star Trek run on a channel. And
Honestly, I think it's one of the novelties for me of staying in hotels is just seeing what's on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
you never know. You never know.
Never know. That's so funny.
Well, it was so fun engaging with you today.
Yes.
We are so excited to bring you here to learn from you about you, and what we're doing here is exploring the fandom. One of the things I wanted to let you know, Lauren, is we have been playing around, Trekkie and I, with the concept of the show, and we're going to do a few more like interviews with people, but we're also going to be opening up to like bigger panel conversations. Yes, exactly what Megan's doing. I mean, Trekkie's doing
Aw.
with her fingers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, big. Yeah. So we look forward to having you back so that we can all engage even
God,
larger
yes.
with our
Yeah.
group and keep on trekking on.
Absolutely, I would love to. This has
Is there
been
any
really
final
fun,
words?
guys.
Would you like to
Good.
share any final words with us? Or you know what? We should have asked this one, Trekkie. What's your engage word for starting the
Oh, yeah,
workforce?
yeah,
if
yeah,
you're a
yeah.
captain. That's
You're
should- that's
captain,
always the-
Lauren. You're captain. You're
Yeah, how do you
Oh,
tell
so
people
like,
to make
what's
the ship
my
go?
word for go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll steal it from the end of USS Callister from Black Mirror, which is just fucking go.
Awesome. That's
Okay.
that's
Sounds
awesome.
good. Sounds good.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you again for your time today.
Thank you very much for your time, and
And
Yeah, we
thank you
look forward
guys
to
for
speaking
yours.
with
This
you
has
again
been
soon.
amazing.
cool.
Awesome. To our listeners out there, please remember to share, like, subscribe, leave positive comments, and be sure to tune in because we will continue to be exploring strange new fans next time. Should I say strange new fans? So, yes. So, stay in tune and live long and prosper.
Live long, peace and long life.
Live long and prosper. Woo!
Engage.